Okay. Let me take a deep breath and calm myself down a little bit. I get pretty fired up about organized religion, especially religion that goes into cults and taking prisoners. Okay. I don't do religion, but I do have a relationship with my creator, with the God of the Bible. Okay. And I take him any day of the week for the rest of my life before I deal with this Allah thing out there. Okay. I'm not a scholar of the Quran, but the studying that I have done is enough to let me know. One, your so-called prophet, your pedophile prophet, hijacked the Bible, or I guess we should say the Torah. Okay. All of these things that Allah wants you to do to attain his love and forgiveness, these laws that he's laid down for you, hijacked from what Christians would call Old Testament law from the Bible or from the Torah. Okay. Let me explain something, make something very clear. The reason that God instituted Old Testament law, Levitical law, is to show humanity that they cannot attain perfection, that they cannot keep these laws. These laws intentionally were made to not be fulfilled by a mere human being. Okay. It was to point to the fact that we are so messed up. We can't possibly do anything to please God. Okay. We can't, not in and of ourselves. That's why Old Testament law was put in place, or the Old Covenant. Okay. Your so-called prophet did nothing but hijack Old Testament law, put his own messed up pedophilic spin on it, and throw it into something he'd like to call the Quran. Okay. For all this talk about the Abrahamic God, being psychotic and this and that and the other thing, I've never seen a so-called God, deity, more narcissistic and psychopathic than your Allah. What do you have to be to sit back and impose law after law, guilt-inducing law after law, rituals, and say, you must do all of these things to attain